Hi traders, good weekend. Vladimir here. This is the live market review for the week starting on 18th of June 2017. Well, we have a lot of interesting opportunities. We had some during the last week. We have more on the period to come. Oh, let's put it all on the list and see what we're going to trade. Let's start with the S&P. It's so interesting. And here is why. The S&P is going crazy. Just kidding. But if we measure this cycle, we get a 161.8 right here. We have our weekly divergence, and it looks simply amazing. This would be as well a cycle. We are on extreme levels. The question is that all? Or we have still a bit of room towards 2500 before we are going for some crazy moves. Now, in terms of monthly, we are already on the 161.8. It's going much deeper than that even. That's the daily cycles we have, the triple cycle we have. And again, we are running out of steam. So it's coming. The question again, how? 4-hour chart, we had a false break. We had a convergence on the same candle. Retrace up. Well, break below this trend line and we have our call. So what could happen here? Two options. As long as this stop holds, okay, we can retrace, boom, breakout, retrace, and who knows when it's gonna end. Option number two is, again, very possible, very doable, is that we're gonna do some kind of breakout here, one more false break, deeper retrace, and a sell. So when I put it all together, what do we get? Let's take a look here on an advanced view. Now, the only thing to mention is that we're looking on a next contract, okay? So, based on the, well, currently we still have some optional buys, but in terms of days and the potential tops on that situation, we have the 19 and 20, and then we have 25, 26. So it's neither gonna be now, the beginning of the week, or the end of the week. We are going to get a top and look for the sells to come. So keep an eye here. It's very, very, very interesting from my point of view, and that's, well, it's basically everywhere. Nasdaq, of course, keeps its bearish pressure, and even the Dow Jones that creates a new highs now recreating a potential second false break. So that's gonna be, that could be a monster if we get this false break here, lower lows. And again, who knows when all this can finish. And the best part is that this is all happening currently on the 61.8, the beautiful 61.8 of this cycle. Right there. Okay, it's pretty amazing if we think about it, right? Well, at least to me. Now, we are also, if we really climb slightly higher here, we're getting closer to the 161. So this is all a monster zone for the creation and drop down. What we need, false breaks, lower lows, pull back, and we can attack. Now let's go to Forex, euro dollar, that created for us two false breaks and the convergence principle. Now retracing a bit up. And here's the question, what we're going to do. So let's go back and discuss what happened. The Fed increased the rates. That had the impact, immediate impact, and we saw the majors dropping down against the dollar. The biggest question that currently remains is that for longer run, or is basically that's all? Both options are on the table, of course. Currently, the euro dollar fighting the 161.8 for both this and this cycles and this duplication. So that's why this magnet area is a monster. And I would say it's simple. As long as we remain below this top, we are looking for sells. That's all. Very simple, right? Only if we break above this top, we can say that the euro dollar is most likely going to give us this kind of movement, which means We are very likely aiming to 116, 118 before we can talk about any further bearish moves. So back to our story. As long as this top holds, we are looking for sales on the 1 hour chart. That's exactly what I don't like currently. This was double cycle down. In order to be a calling cycle, like an inviting cycle for sales, it has to be triple or spatial. And it's not. And that's what makes me think, did we already have a top or not? As for short term, anyway, we are looking for sales as long as this top holds. Okay, so what are the levels we have? Now take a look on these beautiful zones. Okay, we have here with the break of the trend line right here on that place. That brings us to 112.20 approximately, which would be also the middle of this possible range. Since we have two false breaks here, that's going to be a middle of the range, right? And we start to have these areas right here. And that's also a level for a potential special cycle correction. Boom, boom, boom. So this is the first area I'll be looking for sales. This would be the second one. From this area, we are looking for possible move downs. Now, don't sell immediately. Wait for trend line breakouts right there to the downside or false breaks to call it as a top, and then and only then go and consider the sales. Pound dollar, well, the most interesting thing happened with the pound dollar is that 3 of the Bank of England members voted to increase rates. That puts a bullish pressure. That puts a bullish pressure on the Bank of England to go and actually consider that option. 3 voted to increase, while only 1 was expected. So from my point of view, the bullish pressure remains. The pound is going to go higher. And I would say it this way. As long as this bottom holds, we are after buys. Only if this bottom will fail, we will consider this triple cycle and then a fly. So again, from my point of view, we are only and only after buys. Currently, the 1 hour chart suggests for us a bullish channel, which is the range, right? One false break right here, one false break right here, now dancing around. If we can get closer here, we can look to buy the bottoms. Okay? Very simple. And we have this trend line as a protector. If we break below, as I explained in the 4 hour chart, we're going for triple, and we might get the triple completed on the 161.8, which suggested to be approximately here. So look for the buys to come there, unless there will be some, I don't know, surprises, because don't forget that we start the negotiations 19th, right? We start negotiations between UK to Euro. It's going to be tough because lately May lost many of the seats in the parliament. So very hard life expected to her in-home, indoors, okay, in-house. So we are looking for buys. We got a beautiful day here for the bottoms right on the here. 13, 12, right? And we got a dates. We got 15 actually. So right from the 12 it was dancing and boom, making the up move. It was a monster call for the buys, and from my point of view, as I explained, they are about to continue. Retraces back to the range of the 1 hour chart. 4 hour and 1 hour suggest this zone as a buys on action, so that could be very, very, very good. Very interesting opportunity. Keep an eye on it. Next one, Euro versus the pound. Another pair making the beautiful move with a beautiful divergence. Special cycle created, but that was the case. But it could be just one leg with one more top of 0.89 to 0.90 before the drop. Watch out for the, guess what? Negotiations. And the more interesting things that will come out of there, the more interesting and easy our conclusion would be. Now for the euro pound also we had double cycle down, which is not cool thing because we want triple or special. So I would still want to see this low being broken, and then we can say, boy oh boy, go and sell rallies. I still want to sell rallies simply because of the daily levels and the beautiful engulfing with equal tails that it had for us, and simply because that on the 1 hour chart we can be a bit naughty, just a bit, and say, well, it's kind of very ugly but still kind of a special cycle. And if that's the case, this area becomes a sell area for us. Now we have a trend line there, and I would say as long as it holds, we look for sells. Break above it, and we can discuss about a new high to 0.89 or 0.90. As per levels, take a look here. We have a beautiful, a beautiful top call on 12-13. We had 13-14 as top, and that's why we get the down move. Here you go. This is our action area. You see that? Sell action zone. 1, 2. If we can get it there on each of them, we're looking for sells. Don't just attack a level. Look for a trend line breakout. Look for a false breaks on these areas, suggesting this stop or this stop and a sell, right? Or use, of course, any of your strategies. And as I suggested, if that trend line, this one, would be broken, well, let's not fight it. Let's admit it. And let's look for the new opportunities. Dollar Canadian. This one is a beast, isn't it? Going it down as expected. And the answer is we keep looking for sells. And sells only. This would be the first target. That would be the second target. This would be the third target. So stay bearish. As long as the trend line holds, as long as the resistances hold, stay bearish. Every retrace is a sell. No changes on our views here. Aussie versus the Kiwi. Now this one is surprising. From one side we had a monster retrace to the upside. From other side we did not yet cover the 161.8. Yes, we were extremely close. Right? We got very, very close. But there was no divergence here, which we can rely on. And that's what makes me think there is a very good chance that we are going for this area, the 103 zone, before we fly higher. If we do, if we actually go to this area, that will be our buy. Keep an eye on that. Another solution that could be here is if this turn to be a triple cycle. If yes, look for 2 waves down, and with the breakout, look to go and buy that, as long as this bottom holds. All right, keep an eye here. Very, very again, great potential. Next one, Aussie franc. We've been talking about this pair many times, and we are on the first level we wanted. Next one, a bit higher, right here. And this is the time to say, from this zone up to 0.79, time to get ready for possible retraces. Here's why. We got a double cycle, and we get a duplication. So once we get false breaks, and it's not there yet, so currently the pressure remains on, but once we get a false breaks, we need lower lows, and we can short-term sell. Okay, after that, of course, we are looking for a potential continuation for all new highs very, very far away. Okay, next one, New Zealandian dollar. On the top, bounced on the top of the channel. Here, made a beautiful daily engulfing, but now making a heavy retrace. And here come the 2 options. Well, this one is great. Opportunity, this one, 1, 2, 3. So technically, it's on an amazing call for continuation. Okay, especially after this convergence. But there is a chance, since this is a bearish hit, a bearish continuing divergence, there is a good chance we are going for one more high. I know it sounds crazy, especially after the rate hikes in the US, but good chance that this is not all-time high yet. So let's simplify the things. As long as this top holds, we are looking for sell. And to do that, we are taking a look at these areas. And here we are. We have an amazing sell zones right here coming on that areas. We are looking to go for sells. Okay, we remain bearish. If this high is broken, there is a great chance we are going further. Okay, which means potentially one more, where is that? One more false break here to occur, and maybe, just maybe, to go and rally towards the real top right here of the channel. That's still doable, it's still possible, but okay, with all our wish, we have to listen to Mr. Market and what it tells us to do, right? Doesn't matter what we really want. What matters is what the market wants, and we are after this sell. If we break through, we are going higher. Don't force that. Let it go, because it will provide us some amazing sell opportunities from further on tops. Next one on the list, dollar versus the yen. Bounced from the 61.8. And the biggest question here would be right here, right? That's our zone. Bounced right from there. The biggest question is, what's next? From my point of view, as long as this convergence holds and this low holds, it is now under bullish pressure. So every drop down, we are looking to buy. As per a crystal ball that suggests us the levels, we are here. We got a beautiful bottom on the 14, 15, 16 was the suggestion for the real bottom. We got it one day before, and we are rallying. As per levels, this is the first level to watch. This would be the second one, and you retrace to them. We considerably are looking for continuation buys, as long as this bottom remains holding. Euro yen so far is holding the range. If we reach the top of the range, we can reconsider the sell, unless we break through, and then we are going for further move up to 129, the duplication of the weekly chart. So let's see. Again, let's take a look which of the levels can be great for us. Cat franc reached again. It's making a false break here. I'm expecting this top to be retested, maybe even slightly higher. That would be time to start looking for possible short-term corrections before the further move up. According to the weekly and the monthly cycles, we are only and only after buys. Only and only after buys here for the long run. For the short run, this is what the pair is making. This is where I believe short-term correction would occur, and this is where I believe we are going to fly from again. Eyes on it. Pound yen bounced after triple cycle down, and now creating potential 1, 2, 3. If it does that and breaking this high from this area, look for short-term sells, and again continuation further buys. According to weekly cycle, daily cycles, we are only after buys. So as long as the daily bottom holds, we are only bullish. Okay, same said for the CAD yen, that with all the wish still remains bullish, and I would expect this pair to neither reach the previous highs or making even higher towards the 90. So on the short term, we had a triple cycle. We currently still have it right here. 1, 2, 3. So if there will be any pullback for us, look that for the opportunity to buy, as long as the bottom here holds. Okay, stay tuned. This one is amazing and it has much further rooms. So the closer we can back the channel, the better the buy would be. That's our action zone on the 4-hour chart. That's our action zones on the 1-hour chart. Okay, relying on the crystal ball. That's where we want to be. That's what we are looking for. Aussie versus the dollar. This pair also started the continuation of the rally most likely. And for me, it's only and only for buys. That was the first move. This is the second move, which is broken to the 4-hour chart. Probably double or triple by itself, right? 1, 2, 3. So I would expect some top there, correction, and fly as well. Look for possible short-term tops. Let's put it here. In between this current zone up to 0.77, and look for it to happen between 15 to 17, and actually now, or if not, 21, 23rd, okay, which is during the week. That's where we would expect a short-term pullbacks, where from, again, we turn massively bullish. Okay, very interesting one. New Zealand versus the franc, same story. Had a beautiful move for us. We are looking for short-term retraces. On the 4-hour chart, this pair has for us, well, kind of a triple cycle, I would say. It could be double, it could be triple as well. 1, 2, 3. That's a zone where I would expect pullback, short-term pullback, and fly again for the long term, for probably previous highs right here. Maybe even new highs. Really good opportunity. Dollar franc also made a duplication for us, considering this first leg and second leg. Bouncing, created 2 waves. We need 3 in order to get convinced, right? If we get this pullback, and we are after massive buys. Euro versus the franc. As long as this low holds, every drop down is a buy. Expecting this pair to rally towards 110, well, sorry, starting from 109.30 up to 109.50, then 110, then 111.50 up to 113. So that's very bullish as long as this bottom holds. Every drop is a buy. Euro versus the Aussie remains bearish. We are looking on these levels for the 4-hour chart to hold it for us, right? Currently we have it here, next one is here, and the final one. Each of these levels has the potential for buys. What do we need? False breaks, momentumal change. We currently have false break, momentumal change, retrace, and buys, as long as lows hold. If they are broken, we're waiting for the next levels to be respected. Euro versus the Kiwi, same story. Currently, here we go. Currently fighting the 100. This is an amazing level, which I'm very impressed from. We had one false break. We might have the second one. Pull back above the last highs, retrace, and breakout. And we have the buy reason. If it doesn't hold here, we are going to 151 zone. Okay? So stay tuned for that. Again, very, very great potential coming there. And that's all we have from the Forex world. Now, there are much more, like pound Canadian, which from my point of view, again, I'm looking for only for buys. We need these legs to finalize, right? We have here. If it's respected when we have false break and retrace, we are going to buy from here. If not, our next level, 164, 165. Same for the pound versus the Aussie. We currently are right here. Okay, the 161. Will that be respected? Very likely, yes. We had one false break. We might have the second one right here. If we do, higher highs and trendline breakouts, retrace, and buys. Okay, so we watch that to happen. Again, don't just attack because it looks good. Wait for the setup. Okay? Gold and silver. I'll make it simple. I don't have a current setup. I really want the silver give me this area. Currently, I skip it because I don't have a clear setup. I want it neither here or all the way to 1550 down to 15 and then all-time buys. So as for now, most likely remains bearish, but I don't have a clear setup here, so I skip. And the last one, Mr. Oil. Well, this one is very interesting because most likely we are for triple cycle. 1, 2, 3. If that's the case, we can expect it to go to 42 down to 40. But 4-hour chart might get a false break for us. As long as it didn't, and we didn't switch to higher highs, we remain bearish, expecting the 42 down to 40, where from we are going to massively attack the buys. A lot of interesting opportunities, friends. Some of them I explained extremely detailed. Some of them I gave you the directions and the levels to watch for specific setups. And that's because currently the setups are not right there, but they're building up for sure. And we will cover them on a daily basis, on a daily forecast. For those of you who follow, of course. So that will be all. As for now, as I promised on my latest emails, some amazing change is coming to the Forex trading. And in about a few weeks, I'm going to open the doors for this new project and a new journey, which will take your trading to the next levels. Why? As I explained on the emails, the days you were trading alone are over. We are going to trade together, which means I'll be for you, myself and my trading team, giving you our trades, our directions, and explaining how to use each of our system. SRS, Triple B, Crystal Ball, Libra Code, Gemini, Simply Divergence, based on Divergence University. Anything would be explained. You get the directions, you get the setups, and you trade it. And from now on, well, not exactly now, but from the coming period and on forward, we are going to do it together. The days you get a system and struggle to understand that, that's what I want to finish here. From now on, you have a system. Let me show you how it's done correct, right, and extremely important lesson, when it simply should not be done. That's one of the lessons for me, extremely important to forward to my community, to learn not just when to trade, also when not to trade. Okay? Everyone is a hero when everything goes amazingly. Everyone feels like he or she beats the Forex market. But what do you do when things do not go as you would want? For most, it ends very bad. And this is one of my extremely important lessons for the new project. To tell you when yes to trade and to tell you when no to trade. And that's about to begin. The days you were trading alone are coming to the end. Some amazing project is coming and knocking on our doors. Stay tuned. Further updates will come. It will take a bit longer because I have to make sure everything is set and ready 100%. You know I don't release nothing before I know it works properly. So myself and my trading team are getting ready for that project. We are coming to that days where we can say we are ready. Let's do it together. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave your feedback and your comment. If you have any question about any of the setups or any other instrument you want me to discuss, let me know. As I said, your feedbacks are welcome, and your support give us the motivation to continue working and making great materials for you guys. Now, thank you for watching, and I wish you a wonderful week to come. Yours, Vladimir.